everyone, it's Vicky here from Crafty Heaven and thank you very much for joining me today. Today we're making our second easel card for the March series, and today we're going to be making this one here. And I don't know if you can see, we have some acetate hanging inside there with the peony glued onto that, and then we've got this beautiful frame to finish that off, and we've got this stopper here. So the way this would fold, obviously you don't have to have this much dimension to your card, but you'd fold that up and then place that over and then pop that into a envelope. But like I said, I have quite a bit of dimension to mine, but this is going to be hand delivered anyway, so I'm not too worried. So the finished card, when it's folded up, is a 4.5 by 5.5. Okay, so that's the card we're going to be making today. And the products I've used 2 Paper Craft Society boxes, and this one is number 53 and this one is 63. So this one's by Textures by Lou Collins. I was actually featured in this one, and I have a video on my channel showing the products in this and also my samples. And we're going to be using the butterfly ephemeras out of that one. My Creative Life by Katie Skilton. Unfortunately this has sold out, and in this one I used the patterned paper, the sequins, the ephemera and the baker's twine. Okay, so they're the 2 Paper Craft Society boxes. I've also used these sentences by Textures. I can't remember at the top of my head what these were called. I've used the Crafter's Companion Elements Alphabet die set. We are using Creative Craft products, so we are using the floral calendar stamp sets again, and this time we're using the May one, and this is the Peony. So this is a stamp set as well as coordinating dies. I'm also using the ovals die set, so we've got the filigree die sets and then we've got the normal oval die sets. And then finally I'm using my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blends to colour in my peony, and I've used the Bright Pink Extend and the Jade Green Extend, and then I've used my Gold Wink of Stella. So they're the products, and like I said, as always, if I can, I will link everything down below. Yeah, so let's get on and make this beautiful Mother's Day easel card. Base first, so you'll need a piece of white card that measures 8.5 inches by 5.5, and along the long side, which is the 8.5 inch side, you will score at 1/2 inch and 5, and you will fold them into a mounting fold. Okay, so it will look like this. Piece of the card, I've cut a piece of white card that measures 5 by 5.5, and along the 5.5 inch side you'll score at 1/2 inch, and then fold that into a mounting fold. And we're going to have a piece of acetate glued onto this one, and then this one will get glued on there, and then we'll have a piece of acetate hanging inside the card, as well as some acetate behind the window. Okay, then I've got some gold cards, mirror card, and some of the patterned paper. The patterned paper is 5.25 by 4.25, and the mirror card is 5 3/8 by 4 3/8, and then I've just glued them together. So this is going to get glued onto this section here, so that will get glued onto there. I went ahead and cut my aperture on the front of my card. So I got one of the oval dies, and this one measures 4.25, and I place that in the center of my card and die cut that out. And then I got my filigree frame, and this one measures 5 1/8, and I laid that onto some mirror card, place this one central with that one and die cut that out, and then I glued my frame onto the front of my card. Then I've got a piece of acetate, so this piece is going to be the one that gets glued onto here, and then this will get glued on top, and then that acetate will hang in the middle of the card. This piece measures 5 3/8 by 4, and then you'll need another piece of acetate that's going to go behind this one here. So I would cut that one down, and it all depends on the, the size frame you use, but I'm going to pretty much cover this whole inside front panel of my card. So this I'm going to cut at 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to get the acetate and glue it behind there first, and then we can attach this one. So I've stuck that one down, and I've added some double-sided tape to this 1/2 inch tab here and here, and I'm going to get my other piece of acetate, and I'm going to just place it on this one first, and I'm lining up this top edge of the acetate with that fold there. So I'm just going to lift it up so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to place that on there, and then I can press that down. Okay, and then fold this over, line up that fold with that fold on the top here, and also making sure that it's all level with this score line here. Okay, so I'm going to just line all that up and press that down like so. Okay, so I've got the acetate that's in this side the card just on my mat here, and I've just got the front of the card, and I'm just bringing it over and placing whereabouts I want that peony to be. So I'm going to have it glued probably about there, I think, and then I'm going to cut this up and just have "May your day be filled" and have that about there, and then this bit can go on the stopper, and then I'm going to have Mum along the top here. So this is going to be a Mother's Day card. Last week I did another easel that was Mum related, and so that's me sorted now for Mother's Day. So all I'm going to do is just simply glue this down to the acetate, and I am using liquid glue just because it gives me a bit of wiggle room to place this where I want. But obviously with it being liquid glue, it will take a little time to dry. So again, I'm going to bring that over, place that on there like so. Now do I want to bring it over a little bit more? I think that will be okay. I can't decide if I'm going to have that there or there, I don't know. But either way, I'm going to glue this one down first, and then I'm going to trim off the excess. Now we're going to add our stopper. So I've got my white piece of card. This measures 5 1/2 by 1 1/2. Mirror card is 5 3/8 by 1 3/8. The pattern paper is 5 1/8 by 1 1/8, and I've glued them all together. I've just die cut the letters to spell out mum. I've got the leaves from the peony, and then I've got this butterfly here, and then I've added some foam pads to and then that will stand up against it like so. Okay, so I'm just going to decorate the front of my card. So I got my sentiment and I trimmed this down. So this says, may your day be filled with, and I'm going to place that about there, and I've added some foam pads behind that. Then I've got the word love, and I'm going to add that there. Then I've got the baker's twine, and I've made a bow. I'm going to hot glue that at the top left corner. Add some of the heart sequins on the front of the card, and a bit on the and some on this section here. So I'm going to get all that glued down, and then I'll come back and show the finished card. Okay, so I've added my decorations, and then you just stand it up like so, and I'll insert pictures now of what it looks like face on, and also the side view, so you can see that acetate hanging inside there. But I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and give it a go. And as always, products will be listed down below if they are in stock. And if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a big thumbs up. Please continue to support my channel by hitting that subscribe button, and join me on Thursday for another tutorial. So take care guys, see you soon, bye.